This is just a quick video, and it's basically asking the question is, does having a gun permit make you a better person? And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is many times in life we are faced with challenges, and some of us have temper issues, let's say, and you know, sometimes people try our tempers. And I found, and this is kind of interesting, that several years ago when I got my gun permit, I took the course, and my wife and I took the course at the same time. The instructor, he actually made this comment, and he said, you're going to find it's going to make you a better person by having your concealed carry permit. And my wife laughed, and the guy said, what's so funny? And she says, well, my husband, you know, he sometimes loses his temper. Let's just say that, especially when I was younger. I'm a lot better now. But, you know, with certain situations and so forth. But, and what he was getting at is when, you know, once you have your pistol permit, you want to just be more careful when you don't want to get into altercations. And I found my personal answer is yes, I think it does make you a better person, because there are times when you do have situations where someone does test your patience or really try your patience, or sometimes even you know, accidentally harms you. Whether you know, an incident recently, a guy blew through a stop sign, a four-way stop sign recently with me, and if I did not jam on my brakes, this guy would have totaled my car. I have a nice sports car I was driving, and this guy had a big truck, and he would have hit me from the side, and it probably would have been all over for me. And my first reaction, quite frankly, was to chase down the guy and talk to him. Let's just leave it that way. But because I had a shoulder holster on and I was carrying this Springfield XDS and an appendix carry, I guess a better judgment took hold of my brain, and I let it go. It still bothered me, to be honest with you, a few days later, but I almost wish I wasn't carrying at that time, and I would have liked to, I don't know, smarten the guy up. Again, it's YouTube, so that's the best I could say. But I would have liked to have straightened him out a little bit, because he could have killed me. If I would have had a passenger in the car, they certainly would have been wiped out. And what if it was someone else? What if it was another person driving a car, an old lady, a teenager, a new driver, or something that didn't anticipate this guy going really, really quickly, because he just looked like he wasn't stopping. So what if it wasn't? He could have killed someone. But point being is, because I was armed, I didn't go after him. And I think if I wasn't armed, I think I would have chased the guy down, and like I said, I would have had words with him. And so the point of this video is, does carrying a gun make you a better person? And I think sometimes in situations where you're tried, it does. I mean, I'm involved, unfortunately, if in a lot of situations. Okay, I have businesses that require me to be in dangerous areas. I close a lot of them 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm around a lot of drunk people and this and that, and my patience is very much tested a lot of times. And of course, if I go pulling out my gun every time, I'm going to wind up in jail, and it's, you know, that's not the right situation. So, you know, there are a lot of times where you have to maybe lay down your gun and you know, take care of the matter another way, with the fist or something else like that. You know, again, I'm a businessman. It's not something I look forward to, but unfortunately, in my line of work, I run into things on a somewhat regular basis. And you know, one of these days I'm going to retire and move down to Florida and sit on the beach all day and not have all the stress that I have now. But for right now, that's how I earn my living, and this is what I got to do. But long story short, I think it's a good thing. I'm glad I got my permit, because, like I said, I've had many instances, and because I was carrying a gun, I didn't react or overreact like I might have done years ago before I had a permit. And of course, you know, when we go into certain places like movie theaters and so forth, I have a gun on me, and I'm always prepared in case some, you know, whack job, you know, decides to do something. But you know, that's a different story. That's just being prepared if you're in a so-called gun-free zone. But you know, this is just more about does carrying a gun make you a better person? And for me personally, I think it does. I'd like to hear back from you guys. Have you had situations where you wish you weren't carrying a gun, and you could have straightened the situation out? Or, I mean, it is better to walk away. It certainly is. But there are times, like I said, when you can't walk away, or it's really, really tough to walk away, depending on your personality type. But anyway, that's just a quick video. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. All right, take care.